Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and I still know who my father is. Colorado Representative Lauren Boebert spent years watching what she was convinced was her dad in the wrestling ring while her mother chased him up for child support, only to find out that retired pro wrestler Stan Lane is not her father. There is more to this story. That's just the tip of the crazy I'm about to have some fun covering, but first, this.
In all the best possible ways, that Florida is pretty much what America was like 50 years ago.
Wow.
It's just people hanging out. Everything's wide open. It's free. The people that I meet are all just nice. And there seems to be no attitude down here. I mean, listen, no place is perfect, but it's just a different feel here. It really is. And somebody told me that a little while back, and I went, oh, come on. And they're right. It's clean. You don't see graffiti. You don't see homeless. So it's just, it's fantastic.
You don't see other actors being employed? What is Hollywood going to do now that Scott Baio isn't around to not work? Props to him for trying to one-up Kevin Sorbo by making himself even less hireable. He's totally owning the libs by leaving where the center of film and television is for Florida, where there is indeed plenty of graffiti. Not very cool, and the third largest homeless population in America. And since they're banning books and editing science and history out of school, it's pretty tough to call it free. I guess Scott's just hoping Donald Trump starts doing dinner theater at Mar-a-Lago so he can finally get an acting gig. It is pouring MAGA tears. I have a laugh with the latest and stupid, drop some fan favorites, mock the right-wing crazies, and more. The guy who thinks his career faded away because of his views and not because of his lack of talent tweeted, "When my son was 8, I taught him to say please and thank you, not gender theory." Naturally, I replied, 8? My son learned to read at 2. He even got a letter from Dolly Parton congratulating him. Please and thanks came long before that. It's no shocker that things are slow in the Sorbo house since it's 2023 and you still haven't learned how to act. Regular viewers will know that on my last video, I called Lauren out for being late to the vote, and then she dropped a video claiming that she was just taking a stand. Well, thanks to a CNN producer, I guess they still do some good, we have video of Lauren scrambling up the steps in her wedges.
They just closed it. They closed it? Yeah.
Punctuality is important. Now, here's her video.
No excuses. I was ticked off. They wouldn't let me do my job, so I didn't take the vote. Once again, Washington's power machine shoved a multi-trillion-dollar bill down our throats, refused to allow debate or amendments, disregarded everything we fought for in January to actually allow representatives to do their jobs, and instead, they served us up a crap sandwich. Call it a no-show protest.
Gotta love the woman that hospitalized dozens with her rancid pork sliders talking about crap sandwiches. You missed it, Bobo. You didn't make a stand. But where was she? What was so important that she couldn't get there? Let me know in the comments. Wrong, but probable answers only. Thank you. I see every tip that comes through, from pennies to dollars. They are hugely appreciated and help make this show possible. If you love what I do here and you can afford to help out, throw me a buck with the PayPal link in the pinned comment or drop me a super thanks. Retired wrestler Stan Lane was so sick of his otherwise good reputation being tarnished considerably with the stank of being connected to Lauren Boebert that he took another DNA test to prove he is not the father. For years, Lauren's mother, Sean with a W, Roberts-Bentz, has claimed that pro wrestler Stan Lane was Boebert's biological father. The two had a steamy fling in the 80s, and she told Lauren that Stan was her daddy and pursued child support in 1990, and that's when Lane first did a paternity test. Stan Lane is now 69 years old and trying to enjoy retirement without being heckled by the libs or being bombarded by brainless Bobo fans trying to cozy up to him because they think he fathered one of the dumbest persons ever elected to office. Lane did a new DNA test because news later revealed that a sloppy lab worker had botched the test of an NFL player, and this cast doubt on his test, so he did another and sent Boebert a copy of the DNA sample so there were no doubts. When he says he sent Boebert a sample, though, I wonder what that was. I'm not going to say it, but what was the first thing that came to your mind? I know, right? We were sick. Stan Lane was trained by Ric Flair. His wrestling career spanned decades. He won several championships and also worked as a color commentator for the WWF. He is best known as one half of the Fabulous Ones, the Midnight Express, and the Heavenly Bodies. I really did love wrestling in the 80s. It was great fun. Now, the results were conclusive that Lane had a 0.0 chance of being the biological father. So the good news is Stan Lane can live knowing he did not produce that dumpster fire. But what is wild here, and what nobody is talking about, is how badly Lauren and her mom wanted Stan to be her father. She grew up watching his matches, and then she married a dude that looks just like him. Seriously, how close is this? It is mental. It is mental. I think Stan Lane should be taking a paternity test to see if Jason's his son. Look at this. It's crazy. And the thing is, like, the timing of her divorce lines up really closely with the DNA results. It was confirmed he wasn't the dad, and she was like, well, what's the point of being Jason's smash pile anymore? I was only in it because I was trying to get closer to my dad in a very weird way. And he's not my dad. Bye, Jason. Casey DeSantis joined Ron on the campaign trail with a black leather jacket and American flag on the front and "Where Woke Goes to Die" set over the state of Florida with an alligator. Kind of more like she's on the campaign trailer. This drummed up images of Trump's third wife, "I don't really care to you" jacket, and the comparison had people calling Casey Walmart Melania. Well, Ron, you did say at your announcement that you're not here for slogans and entertainment, and now you're using your wife as a walking anti-woke billboard to sell your merch. Where woke goes to die. Where Scott Baio goes to die. Florida had the 12th highest COVID-19 death rate per 100,000 people. Florida is far behind most states in the percentage of its vaccinated population, and only 44% of Floridians have received a booster. There have been over 87,000 confirmed deaths from the virus. That's a lot of families affected.
From Truman to Reagan, and he's an American hero. He's 100 years old, and he's got the opportunity now to get the vaccine, so we're excited.
5G. So we're excited, and you should be. Funny how this guy did a 180 and wanted everyone to die to own the libs. Don't eat the donuts. Now, whether it's Walmart Melania or Genius Visa pretends to speak several languages Black Christmas Melania, the true victor of conservatives in ridiculous jackets remains to be Donald Trump.
So none of this should surprise you, but the fact that my father's Depends are on the floor should scare all of us. Eric doesn't even barbecue or cook, but he carries tongs to help take them off for my father.
For those new to the show, I'm glad you found me. Thank you. For nearly a year, I've been reading a genuine page from Lauren Boebert's book. This is a ton of fun. I only do this once a week, and it's been pretty wild. In this section, we're at one of her places of work, where a group of unsavory individuals have placed bets on Lauren's intentionally missing hamster. Let's get back to it. Me and my upstanding hubs, Jason with the Y, were shouting, "Mountain Dew!" till our throats were as dry as the dusty road that leads to Jason's no-questions-asked wood shack off the 36. The thing is, this was a fake-out because we were playing 4D checkers, and the rest of these clowns showed up with Operation. It was all a distraction because we were certain my emotional support hamster was 5 steps behind us with a secret flat earth magnet pinning him to the truck nuts while he had a Funyun feast. It's no secret who owns this furball, so they too started to copy us and shout, "Mountain Dew," hoping to lure them their way. But that ain't gonna happen, sweetheart. This match was over. Then DJ Johnny D thought it would be fun to play some hamster hunting songs and put on "I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For." Snake got close to us. I think he was bored because he was making the small talk with Jason, and that was making me nervous. But I just continued to pretend to search for Mountain Dew while giving him my signature deer in headlights stare, while he man-talked with Jason about UFC, Joe Rogan, and showed off his pager. The awful Irish music was giving me a headache, so I put my hands in Jason's sack and dug for something, while being careful not to hook the worm, as he likes to say. He had a little itty-bitty Tylenol container, and I struggled with it. It had some sort of lock on top that was super fancy. It was stopping me from getting inside. I threw the bottle on the ground and started stomping it with my clear heels until it cracked, sending a rainbow tumbling across the floor. Jason saw his trusty blue one scattered about and collapsed. I haven't seen him fall to his knees this hard since he tried to get backstage at a Ted Nugent concert. He got his lighter out and shouted, "Help! Help!" This was not good. I still had my headache. I was tangled between Screaming Jason and Rowdy Snake as we tried to pick up his pepperoni pills off the sticky floor. At this point, I have to admit, because I do take responsibility, our 4D checkers plan was playing out like a game of Twister, but this time the webcam was off and the clothes were on. It was like a fairy tale. If you've enjoyed this genuine page from Low Rent Boozburp's latest book, let me know in the comments and I'll see about reading another page next week.
Would Republicans be better off with a candidate who is not facing multiple criminal investigations?
You know, it's interesting. I think that the multiple investigations and civil lawsuits that have been brought almost give this presidential candidate and former president credibility.
Ken, he's not a rapper with a gang past or a rock band with some controversy to give them an edge. He's running for president. This is a job interview. And if you were looking at this guy's resume, you'd be like, yeah, bye. Hey, soy boy, meantime, get a life.
MAGA Tears.
Comedy, are you really that dunce?
MAGA Tears.
How is Biden's rally two people?
MAGA Tears.
Born again, go in rapture maybe. Today, Barry Biden and buddies end their megalomania on Judgment Day.
MAGA Tears.
Thanks so much for watching. Help me out by joining us in the comments, sharing this video with a friend, and following me on social media. I am a one-man show here, from script to screen, the editing, even the graphics. Please throw me a tip with the easy PayPal link or hit that super thanks button, and be sure to check out my mugs that go great with those MAGA Tears. I am a stand-up comedian. I've played in 35 countries, and I've toured with Jim Jefferies for nearly 10 years. I have 3 albums and a brand new EP from my opening set on Jim's latest Netflix special. You can stream these on Spotify, Apple Music, or catch them on SiriusXM. Thanks for helping me make this show possible. Life's short. Be cool, be kind, take care.